Hey there, how's it going? My name is Jill. Welcome to Prepper for the Ages. I wanted to get hop back on here and talk a little about falling trees in ice storms. And I don't want you to be upset, be this, be that, but I want you to be alert and aware because I have gone through two ice storms. And the first ice storm, it was horrible. I'm not going to. So basically, the first ice storm hit us in 2008, and basically it started at 5 o'clock in the evening. I just drove into the driveway. They said, "Oh, the ice storm's not going to start until 10 o'clock at night." So I drove up the hill because I live up on a hill, and I pulled into the driveway. And as I was pulling into the driveway, I was like, "Why is everything shiny?" Because it was dark. It was 5 o'clock. It was nighttime. It was December. Um, so like, why is everything shiny? And so I went and then I parked in my driveway and I put it in park. I stopped the car. It's in my driveway's flat. I stopped, I parked the car, put it in park. I turned off the car and I took my foot off the brake and my back end of my car, and this is on flat territory, slid 6 inches to the left. Okay, not good. So basically that was my first. See, I do not live like the city is down below me, and the main city is it's in next to the ocean. So yes, I should have understood that my place will freeze first. And then afterwards, having dinner, and I hear bam, like 7 o'clock. It's in 7 o'clock time frame. Bam, bam. The transformers were going. Basically, the weight of the wires were messing with the transformers, and the transformers were blowing in the neighborhood. So out back, I have a little neighborhood out back. Boom, and then that went dark, and that stayed dark for a week. So yes, you'll start to hear boom of transformers going, which is scary enough. So I knew I was going to lose power. I did my circled around, did my preps because I was a prepper back then too, and I was all set. So at 10 o'clock, the power went out on my street. The power went out, and that's it. It didn't turn on for days. And so I went to bed. And then what I started hearing was it was like a gunshot. Bam! And then I would hear because a branch somewhere, because this is a wooded area, a branch blew because the ice was so heavy on it, like a gunshot. It broke, bam, because they're big branches. And then what happened is that after it broke off, it would come down and would have enough weight and momentum to take out every other branch on the way down. And that started to get more frequent. And then for a few hours overnight, because you can't sleep with that. Cannot sleep with that. um, it started to get like every 30 seconds, every minute or every 30 seconds, you'd hear somewhere, either off in the distance or nearby, bam! And the town at one point, it was trying to keep up with clearing the roads because it would come down everywhere. Come on in your backyard, come down in the road, come down in the neighbor's yard, come down in the front yard, in the backyard. Just it would just keep coming down, and they had one of those bucket trucks, and they'd come with a cat and one of those with the bucket. And what the guy would do is there was so much happening is the guy would take the bucket truck and flip it down to the ground and go whack. He would go forward, he would just sweep everything aside, back up, and then joop, keep going. And because it was just so much, and then after a while, I didn't hear him anymore. After a few hours of him trying to clear stuff, it just was too much. And so they stopped doing that. And they're like, okay, they're going to figure stuff out in the morning. So basically, you're trapped because you look out down the street one way, trees everywhere. Down the street the other way, trees everywhere. So you are stuck. So don't sit there and go, oh yeah, if it gets too bad, I'm just going to get in my car. No, you're not going to be able to do that. You're going to go somewhere and get stuck and trapped. So get to where you're going now. And the other thing I found was afterwards, when we were talking to each other, and there was news reports afterwards. So basically, what would happen is some people had their houses, and then they had trees next to the house. And what would happen is something would happen, and the branch would break, or the tree top, midway down the tree, whatever, would break, or the whole tree would collapse onto the house, and the branches would spear into the house. So basically, my thing is, do not be in a room that if a tree falls this way at the base, that it doesn't crush you when it goes into the house. There's some that were like split in half, split the house in half coming down. Mostly those were pine trees, but there was like reports of people being injured by tree limbs, just like spearing through the roof and spearing through the ceiling and just getting them. And yes, that's the thing. So don't be in a room that has a tree next to it. Yeah, okay. All right. So, he was asleep until I started these. So, anyways, but let me wrap it up. Let me just tell you that yes, don't be in a room that has trees next to it or trees long enough to fall on you. I had a tree out back here. I don't know how it happened. It laid down when it fell on top of my roof, and I had to hire carpenters and whatnot to just basically get the tree off the roof because it was the roof, and if they had laid it down this way, the deck is right there. So it was roofed, and basically they made a fork to just um, use that as leverage to skip crushing the deck and continue to have it fall safely in the backyard. But yes, it happened to me. It happened to other people. I was very lucky that it did not damage, knock on wood, right? It didn't damage the roof. It didn't damage me. I was in a room that was not near a tree, which was great. I happened to be that way, but I didn't think anything of it until that happened. That tree happened, and then that happened about 5 o'clock in the morning the next day. And then hearing other people's trials and tribulations about getting injured from falling trees falling into the house and spearing people from who were sitting inside. Okay. All right. I hope this doesn't scare you. All right. Um, I need to see what's going on with my dog. So, all right. Well, good luck with the ice storm, snowstorm. Again, for me, it's just going to be feet of snow. So, but yeah, but the ice is worse. Ice is very much worse. Okay. All right. Hope this finds you well. Thank you for being my therapist. Okay. All right. Good luck. Take care. Bye.